Good morning, children. Children, today we'll be discussing again the covalent molecules. We are left with two molecules, that is methane, that is CH4, made up of one carbon and four hydrogen atoms, and carbon tetrachloride, CCl4, made up of one carbon and four chlorines. So first I am taking methane molecule. So methane is CH4. That means it is made up of one carbon, atomic number 6, 2,4, and hydrogens, 4 hydrogens with one atomic number, 1 electron in the outermost shell. So first I am going to show you the carbon atom, 1 electron, 1, 2, 3, 4 electron in the outermost shell, and hydrogens have 1 electrons in the outermost shell. There are 4 hydrogens. So what happens is, carbon has 4 electrons in the outermost shell. It needs 4 more to complete its octet. So what it will do? It will share 4 electrons with 4 different hydrogens. So it will get 4 more and its octet will be completed. And all the hydrogens, they need only one electron to complete their duplet, so as to get the nearest noble gas configuration. So these hydrogens will share electron with carbon, and like this bonds will be formed between carbon and hydrogen. So we can show it like this: carbon atom, outermost shell, hydrogen atom, outermost shell, there is sharing of one electron. Another hydrogen, 1 electron shared. Third hydrogen, sharing of 1 electron between two elements. Fourth hydrogen, sharing of 1 electron. So like this, sharing of electrons takes place and methane molecule is formed. You can draw this structure in simple way, electron dot structure, like 4 electrons of carbon you can show like this, and each hydrogen comes and shares electrons. Simple this way you can draw this structure. So C combines with 4 bonds, with 4 hydrogens. Single covalent bond is formed with 4 hydrogen atoms, and each covalent bond is made up of actually 2 electrons. 1 electron from hydrogen, another from carbon. So each covalent bond is made up of 2 electrons, and like this 4 covalent bonds are formed with 1 carbon and 4 hydrogens are combined. So like this you can say carbon is tetravalent. Tetravalent means its valency is 4. It can form 4 bonds with 4 different elements, 4 different atoms. So this is the methane molecule. Another molecule which I am going to show you is carbon tetrachloride, that is CCl4. So here again C, atomic number 6, 2,4, and chlorine, atomic number 17, 287. So what happens? Carbon again needs 4 electrons to complete its octet, but chlorine needs only 1. So what happens? This is carbon atom. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons in the outermost shell. First chlorine comes. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 electrons. So 7 electrons it has, it needs 1 more. So it will share 1 with carbon. Another chlorine will come. It will also have 7 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 more electron is shared. Third chlorine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 more electron shared. Fourth chlorine atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again sharing. So like this, 4 chlorines share 1 electron with carbon, and so carbon completes its octet, and all the chlorines also complete their octet because they already have 7 electrons in the outermost shell. They get 1 more from carbon in sharings. Their octet is complete. So you can show it like this: carbon, outermost shell, chlorine, outermost shell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 in sharing. outermost shell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 electron in sharing. Another chlorine, 1, 2 in sharing and 6 like this. Fourth chlorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons and 1 in sharing. So this is the carbon tetrachloride molecule. You can simply show by electron dot structure also. Four carbon electrons, chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another third chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fourth chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like this, 4 chlorines have shared the electrons. Carbon is forming 4 bonds with 4 chlorines to get carbon tetrachloride molecule. Now children, this is all about the covalent molecules. Now let us see some properties of electrovalent and covalent molecules. Electrovalent compounds, I have told you, are formed by transfer of electron from metal to non-metal, and thus cations and anions are formed. So when those cations and anions come closer, the electrovalent compound is formed. Now you have been told that electrovalent compounds, these cation and anion have strong forces of attraction between them. So because of these strong forces of attraction, these ionic or electrovalent compounds are always hard solids in nature. They do not exist in gaseous or liquid state. They are hard solids. And if you want to melt them or boil them, their melting and boiling points are high because you have to break those strong forces of attraction, then they will melt or boil. If you dissolve these electrovalent compound into water, prepare a solution, aqueous solution, what will happen? These ions which were having strong forces of attraction, their force of attraction will break up and the ions will be separated. So ions will be in the solution in free state. So such compounds which form free ions in the aqueous solution state, or when they are heated, or when they are melting. So in molten state or aqueous solution state, these ionic compounds, they have free ions because forces of attraction are gone. Because of that, they are very good conductors of electricity also. So electrovalent or ionic compounds are hard solids, have high melting and boiling points, and they are good conductors of electricity in aqueous solution or molten state. While covalent compounds, they are not formed of ions, they are formed of molecules. They form molecules. And the molecules do not have strong forces of attraction. They have weaker forces. So covalent compounds, if they are solids, then they are very soft solids, and otherwise they exist in liquid or gaseous state. Covalent compounds also do not conduct electricity because they have molecules, no free ions. But certain covalent compounds, which I have told you, polar covalent, they can conduct electricity when dissolved in water, because polar covalent, there was a charge separation over there, and when you dissolve them in water, they completely separate as ions, like HCl. When you dissolve it in water, HCl gas, you dissolve it in water, it will form H plus and Cl minus ions. So like this, you can say that covalent compounds, if they are polar covalent compound, then they can conduct electricity, while non-polar, they cannot conduct electricity. And the melting and boiling points of these covalent compounds are also low, because again they have weaker forces of attraction between them. So this is all about the characteristics of ionic and covalent compounds. That is all for this chapter, and for today also. Now I'll be giving you certain questions after this video. Do them and send to your teachers.